Hey everyone, we are going to work on practice sheet number 4. So number 1 says determine the coordinates of the new image if triangle A is translated 5 units right and 1 unit down. So just so you know, when we're doing this in like algebraic or coordinate notation, if I'm moving right, that means the x value is changing by 5 to the right, which means it's plus. And the y value, which is up and down, since it's down, it's minus 1. So just so you know, this is the notation, algebraic notation. I like to call it coordinate notation, which is probably incorrect, but it makes sense to me for this translation. So what your job is to take each point here, 5 right and 1 down. So 5 right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1 down. I'm going to put a dot there, and that's my new A. Okay? Now, what is that point? That point, since I don't go to the right, that's 0, and then up 2. Okay? Now, you're going to move each point 5 right and 1 down. Put the dot, and then put the new notation, and put the point here. Okay? Okay. So, because I have a lot of you that didn't have me last year, I'm going to kind of walk through this. This says no calculator, so what I mean is no calculator. Okay, don't use a calculator. So we think of PEMDAS, we do parentheses. Now when this is parentheses, there's nothing to do in the parentheses, okay? Exponents, and then I do multiply, divide. This is multiply, so that's what I do first. So multiply, remember, that is triangle, okay? So I have a negative and a positive. That leaves me a negative. So negative, and then I do 24 times 3. Okay, so you would multiply that. So try to do that. If you don't know your 3's, you can list them. Three times 4, 12. 2 carry the 1. 3 times 2, 6, plus 1, 7. So that's negative 72. That's not my answer because I also have minus 5. So this part is negative 72 minus 5. Now we're at add subtract. So I want to think on a number line. So 72 starts to the left. Normal subtraction. Don't look here. This is like normal subtraction. Also moves left. So that is same, sum, add. Okay? So you're going to add those two numbers. So do that now. I'm not going to do it for you. And then put it right here next to the negative because I'm adding to the left. Okay? Okay, number 3. Explain the translation in words or coordinate form, also algebraic form, from the original triangle to the new. So just so we know, this is original, this is new. Okay? I know that because of this. Okay? So remember, we're going from A to A prime. So the one thing I know is I have to go left. So like if I'm going from here to here, I go left and then I go up. That's what I know. And now I'm going to count it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So your job is to put that there. 5 left. 5 there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3 up. Okay, which also would be x minus 5, comma, y plus 3. Okay, that's how you would write it in the coordinate form, but I want to make sure you're listening to this so you know what I'm saying. X minus 5, comma, y plus 3. Okay. Number 4, find the volume of the triangular prism. So I'm going to pull up a formula chart. I want you to find your formula chart. Okay, so here is my formula chart, and I want to scroll this down to volume of a prism, which is big BH, okay? And this is a triangular prism, which means this is the base. This is the base. You can shade the base if you want to shade the base, okay? Okay, so V, this is the 5V method. V equals big BH. Big B means area of the base. Sorry that those are connected. Big B means area of the base. So what's the shape of the base? Well, we shaded it. We can tell that that is a triangle. So big B represents the area of this triangle. And then I still need the H. That H is the prism height, which would be 10. Okay. Now I need the formula for area of a triangle. Triangle, 1/2 BH. Remember, this represents the triangle, and then I have another H. This is for the prism. This here is for the triangle. Okay, so let's look at the triangle. Okay, I want to put 1/2 times triangle 8 and 7. That's where the right angle is, 8 and 7. And then the prism height is 10. Okay. Now, from here, I want you to use the calculator. Okay. Now, right now, while you're getting used to this, what you can do is you can put 0.5 for 1/2. 0.5 times 8 times 7 times 10. You can do that. Okay. Or you can put control divide 1 down 2. And then go over to the right and then put in times 8 times 7 times 10, okay? Or you can do it in your head, which is fine too, okay? I already know 1/2 of 8 is 4, 4 times 7 is 28, 28 times 10 is 280, I know that, okay? Okay, so now we are going to number 5 and 6, okay? Okay. So this says, find the circumference of the circle to the right. So again, we go to the formula chart. Note that you have the radius. That's important. They won't tell you that necessarily. Circumference is 2 pi r or pi d. We want to use 2 pi r because we're given the radius. Okay. So C equals 2 pi radius. That's what the formula says. Now I plug the numbers in, but I'm not going to plug in for pi this time. I'm going to actually leave it as pi, and you use the pi button on the calculator. So if you don't have the calculator, go get it. And then radius is 21. Now if you're home, sick, whatever, and you're not here for a week, you can use 3.14, but let's make sure we're in the habit of trying to use the pi button. Okay, so you multiply that and get the solution. Okay, and then number 6, the area of the circle to the right. Okay, so of course now I'm going to switch formulas. Area A equals pi r squared. Okay, now the good news is here we have the radius. If they give us the diameter, we have to take half, but this time we don't. So remember, I'm going to put in the pi button times the radius, which is 21. And then remember, I think it's the symbol next to the 4, which gives you a little 2 in the air. So you plug that in. Guys, please round to the hundredths. Try to round this to the hundredths. You're going to get a whole bunch of digits. So round it to 2 places past the decimal. Okay, so on the last one, this is the one I'm most concerned about because probably won't get to this until Thursday. So number 7 says reflect triangle ABC over the x-axis. Okay. So I'm going to do this for you, but you're going to put the points. Okay. So first of all, I always like to shade my axis. So I want the x-axis. So that means this image is going to flip over. Okay. That means it's going to go down because I'm flipping it over. This is like the mirror, so it's like flipping over this, okay? So all I have to do is count to the axis, and then you're going to count that many more. So like I would say 1, 2, 3. Now I'm at the axis. 1, 2, 3. That's my new A. Okay. B, count to the axis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Here's C. 1, 2. 1, 2. So those are my new points, and hopefully you can tell that this is a congruent figure. This is called a rigid motion. Rigid motion. And now if you stay here long enough, I'm going to do 1 point for you. So we'll do this one right here. So remember, once we reflect it, once I move it, I'm going to figure out A. So I start here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 backwards. 1, 2, 3 down. Okay. So now y'all can finish this up.